Good morning, Facebook. I hope you're having a great Friday. It's Cars and Coffee Dave here, and welcome to Vintage Planet. There's some quick information for you there, right there, starting off the shot, and we're going to get right to work. So, Vintage Planet, as the name implies, has a affinity for all things vintage. You're looking at a beautiful Ford F2 right there. Trying to scoot back to get this bad boy in frame because it's so big. But there you go, vintage. We got a 560, SL 560 right there. Talk about that more in a moment. We've got a beautiful Stingray Corvette here, accompanying 427 Cobra engine, not from a Corvette. Check that out. Blueprint engines. And yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff to see in here, guys. You're guarantee you're gonna like what you see, especially if you like European stuff. We're gonna say hello to the business owners real quick. We've got Marcus here on the left and Robert here on the right. Hey guys, how you doing?
Welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for having us here today. So tell us about what you do. I'm gonna put some of these cars in frame while we talk here. What is it that you guys do here?
So we buy, sell, trade, consign, and service classic cars. So pretty much anything you can do with a classic car other than paint it.
Okay, so you guys do all sorts of buying, selling, service, and consignment. That's awesome. It's amazing how many businesses that are automotive related are here in Middle Tennessee that do that. So it's so great to be a car guy in this town because there's just an endless amount of awesome stuff everywhere. One thing that you guys do that's special is called Superformance, correct?
Right, we are the Mid-South dealer for Superformance, who makes the Cobras, the Daytonas, the GT40s, all that under license from Shelby. We're also the dealer for Shelby Legendary cars. So those will be the aluminum body cars with the Shelby serial numbers. And in addition to those, they also make the Grand Sport Corvette under Superformance name.
All right, and what exactly, other than the aluminum body, makes those different from your regular?
Well, the Shelby cars have the Shelby serial numbers. They have the same chassis that the original Cobras did. Now these that you're looking at here in the showroom, these are the Superformance as opposed to the Shelby built cars. But the Superformance, fantastic quality. The other Cobra in here is made by Hurricane, and it's one of the better replica or kit cars, so to speak. Whereas a Superformance is a factory built car.
Okay.
You don't get it in a kit. You get an entire car ready to run, with the exception of the engine and transmission. Wiring's done, paint, brakes, everything's plumbed. You could put a battery in it, roll it down a hill, and nobody would know you weren't driving a complete car.
Yeah, okay. So some assembly required versus it's all been done for you.
Yes.
So that's awesome. Very good to know. And some beautiful colors here in these Cobras.
Thank you.
And I like the Stingray behind it too. I noticed it right away when I came in. Beautiful, beautiful color. Let's take a look at the interior. Is that a 6-speed?
That is a 6-speed. We are also a dealer for American Powertrain, and American Powertrain makes 5- and 6-speed conversions for American muscle cars.
All right. So this came with either, what, a 3-speed auto or a 4-speed manual, correct?
Right.
Okay. So that's a big deal, adding 2 extra gears to where there were no gears before.
Right, so this gives you really good highway gears plus good acceleration gears.
Yeah, you get a whole gear and you can absolutely roast the tires even more if you feel the need to.
And they did their homework. The gear ratios aren't hung out in space. It's not something where it's going to try to drive at 800 RPM on the highway, because an old car, the carburetor won't do that. This is a very well matched gear set.
Very good. Now, for more information about this or any of the cars that you guys have for sale, people could call you or go to your website?
Yes, vintageplanet.com.
Vintageplanet.com. And I didn't mention this at the beginning, but we're located in Cookeville, correct?
Correct.
And we're about an hour east of Nashville. It really wasn't a long drive to get here.
Right, and we are right on I-40, exit 290.
On I-40, exit 290, about an hour out of town. Some of you guys coming from Hendersonville and Southern Kentucky going to Cars and Coffee travel way longer than that just to go to the event. So you owe it to yourself to come check out some cool stuff. And right now we're looking at a pair, and I think you guys have a couple more SL 560s. These cars are these are in immaculate condition.
Right, we know that if you only buy good cars, you don't have to make excuses and you don't have any problems selling them.
Look at that interior. That is minty.
Yeah, this one only has 38,000 miles on it.
What? 38K, and this is got to be in what, a 80?
88.
88? Okay. I was gonna guess 87.
Same cars.
88, 30,000 miles. That's not a lot. Look at the deep brown interior. I don't know, maybe burgundy. It's hard to tell. If you look between what I'm seeing here for Facebook and what I'm seeing in reality, it's a little different, but I like reality better. Then got all sorts of good stuff here. Another dark blue SL 560.
This is actually a European car with a 5-speed.
Really? Check that out.
Those were even rare in Europe.
That's got to be a lot of fun, having a big top-down car with the 5-speed there to have fun with. Yeah, it's so cool to be around all these awesome vehicles all the time. We've got a couple Ferraris here. There's a 348 TS over there on the right, and then we've got the 308 right here in the middle. Both great looking cars. Take a look at the 348 in a second. And what is this? This is because there's speakers in the headset?
Yeah, those are some period correct Recaros with the Blaupunk speakers built into them. Those have probably been in the car since it was new. It has some other aftermarket Blaupunk 1970s, early 80s goodies in it.
The center console here is decorated with buttons and switches and all sorts of James Bond stuff, as one of our followers put it. What up, Brent? Got a good looking 911 right here just hanging out.
Oh yeah, you can never have too many good 911s.
No. You would get along well with the guys from Direct Auto. They're all 911 guys. But yeah, just check out the depth and the breadth of everything that's in here. Lots of classic American muscle that I haven't touched on. I do apologize for that. But we're just gonna do a little pan through here and show you guys everything there is to see. And we've arrived at the 348. I love these tan, camel, dark, light brown, sand, beige, whatever you want to call them. These interiors are just very 80s. I love them. Look at that beautiful back end of this Ferrari. Now, you guys, we mentioned service. So we've seen the showroom. We've seen the show floor here. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. Oh man, this bends. Let's look at this before we get out of here. Just look at the paint on this. Notice how the lights here are just kind of like dancing all over the hood. Really nice paint. What year is this?
That's a 69. So we have the 69 280 coupe and the 69 280 convertible next to it.
It's amazing how many good condition old Benzes you find around here. There's a lot of them.
Well, they were built well to start with.
Someone has instructed me to focus on the classic American muscle and that I'm a jerk. All right, guys, so we're gonna head on down to the service center. Whoa, bear with the glare as we come out. Now, somebody told me that you guys have your own Cars and Coffee event here.
Yes, we have a few of those every year. Our next one will be June the 15th.
Okay, June the 15th here at exit 249?
290.
290.
And we'll have it'll be a Cars and Coffee and an open house. So the service center and the showroom will be open.
Awesome. If you guys are in the area, maybe you're even in Nashville, come on out on the 15th.
Yes.
And have some fun with these guys. What exactly do you do in here in the Classic Auto Service Center?
So in the service center, we do everything mechanical or electrical to these old cars. You can put something back just the way it was mechanically when it was new, or we can do an engine swap, upgrade to modern transmission, fuel injection, whatever you want.
It's a little loud out there. Robert was saying engine swaps, transmission work, electrical, mechanical, simple maintenance, all sorts of stuff. The signal is still good here, which I'm happy about because we've got a beautiful E24 M6 in front of us in the M Roadster S52 powered on the right. Got an E30 Alpine White, the M-Tech bumpers on there. Gotta love the plastic bumpers. So just look how clean this is. Also with the 5-speed. I dig it. All right.
We put a 5-speed in this 280 SL for a customer also.
So you guys will put 6 speeds and 5 speeds in anything?
Pretty much.
Very good. Okay, so there's a Lotus. Oh, and here's a Hummer. This kind of caught me by surprise and off guard earlier. We were looking at obviously all the other amazing autos around here, and nobody talked about the Hummer, and it kind of made me feel bad for the Hummer because it's such a serious piece of machinery, and we all just, oh, Gulf War's over. Who needs them anymore? So
his great grandmother up at the front door with the World War II vintage Jeep.
yeah, you guys have other old school cars?
Oh yes.
I mean, like this?
A little bit of everything. There's a 28 Rio back here. We have customers bring us Model A's for service.
Yeah, that turbo is beautiful. What is this?
Lotus Europa.
A Europa.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen one before. Or if I did, it wasn't in person.
There weren't too many of them.
Interesting.
This one needs a new home.
Hey, Bo Biddle, how you doing, man? Thanks for turning in. And tell us about these real quick. Are these someone's personal projects, perchance?
These are actually my projects.
Okay.
Yeah, before this was our service center, this was my garage.
How many running driving cars do you have?
Me personally, about 45.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that till I counted. I thought I had about 20.
As the kids say, preparedness has been achieved. That is impressive, my friend.
Or insanity.
Wow, that's killer. And then you've got 4 beautiful Porsches and various states of projectness. So, man, if you guys are looking for a car, come talk to Robert, you know. We got another beautiful E30 right here. Old school Jag. Not too old school. Old. That's like a 90s, 80s Jag?
70.
70s. Okay.
1970.
Okay, so that's a little older. And then just more cool stuff. There's an E28 M5 sitting right here. And the interior was very minty on this, so I just got to throw it in there. Okay, so more goodness all the way around. This is where the good work gets done, and you can see mechanics hustling about, fixing what they need to fix, changing what they need to change, ordering parts. And got another blue Cobra here. What is this?
So this is a Superformance Mark III, and we're building this for American powertrain. So it has the Blueprint 427 stroker in it. It has the Borla Weber style fuel injection and one of the American powertrain Tremec TKO 5-speeds.
So this is the same engine that we saw on a stand up at the front then?
Yes, just different induction on it.
Awesome.
And this engine with a carburetor dynoed at 535 horse, 515 foot-pounds of torque, and we're expecting a little better with the fuel injection.
I would hope so. I would hope so. Check out this Corvette. Beautiful powder blue, sky blue color.
And this is an example of what we do with a completely original car. This is an NCRS type of vet here, everything original on it, and we are just going through tuning it. A lot of cars sit, and then people get them out, they want to drive them and find out you just can't do that.
Rubber has deteriorated into gunk, fuel won't flow, bushings
Right.
are gone, transmissions won't shift,
So
all of
this
that
is
stuff.
getting a good tune-up.
And there's a 4-speed. Absolutely gorgeous car. So you guys do restorations, swaps. You guys do engine swaps, I imagine?
Oh,
I
yes.
mean, why not?
Anything mechanical. The only thing we're not doing is body work and interior work.
So we've navigated this way for a reason, and that's, well, there's one reason hiding right there behind us. But there's another reason right here. Now these are Superformance GT40s.
Right. And they have Shelby serial numbers. They're eligible for FIA vintage racing. And the way the Superformance build these, 2/3 of these parts will fit on an original chassis and vice versa. And this one was in a museum for a few years, so we are now going through the same thing like with the Vet, just cleaning up the brake system, putting new cylinders on it, just to freshen it up and get it ready for the road.
Now I couldn't help but peek through the plexiglass earlier and notice all this goodness right here.
So that's another 427. This is a Roush 427.
And some fancy headers there.
Nice bundle of snakes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Very, very amazing looking car. If you guys like this, give us a like or a share. Tell your friends about Vintage Planet and everything that they do. Come out to their Cars and Coffee on June 15th, right here on exit 290 on I-40 East. It's going to be a fun day, and I can't believe you guys do that here. I think that's so awesome. This is the back of the other GT40, and I guess the front of the red one we just saw.
Right.
But yeah, so you guys have two of those, in addition to all of the amazing autos that we've seen. And yeah, is there anything else you'd like people to know?
Well, let's see. You've done a good job of covering everything. The Mach 1 up here, it's in for a fuel injection conversion, which is very straightforward using the Holley Sniper system. And a little word on the Cars and Coffee, just based on last year, we know if the weather's good, we'll have close to 100 cars, so it's not a tiny event, and we would love to have more folks and more variety.
Well, there you have it. Tell your friends about the Cars and Coffee event going on June 15th. And you guys are doing an EFI swap on here?
Right, so
okay.
It's the Holley system. Looks like a carburetor, the air cleaner fits back over it, but you have something that starts, runs, drives regardless of the conditions, and more power, better fuel economy all around. It's an upgrade.
Yeah, absolutely. More power, more torque, better fuel economy. Why not? Awesome. Well, Robert, I got to say thank you, man. Thank you very much for having us
coming
today.
by.
And we are going to close now. Guys, I really appreciate your viewing. If you've liked what you've seen so far at Vintage Planet, give us a like, give us a share, leave a comment, or otherwise interact in social media. I appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.